Hello again. Today I want to present you and mumble a little bit about a, well, in my opinion, remarkable folder camera. It is a camera that is almost 90 years old, a rangefinder with an exquisite lens, and this I bought for peanuts. It was a bargain, I will tell you later. First of all, the camera. The camera is a Welta Weltini II, Type 2. And it is a rangefinder camera, a folder, 35mm films, and this is the actual size. This one was built in 1938. Imagine 1938 building a camera like this. It was, you can feel it, it was built to last, well, maybe for a century or even more. It's heavy, it's compact, it's solid, it's thoroughly built. A folder. I love folders because they're easy to carry, very practical if you you know how to use them. And most of the times they're very affordable. And the quality of the cameras in general, these folders, like the Weltas, the Kodaks, the Zeiss icons, the Baldas, even the Francas in medium format, they're excellent cameras and you can buy them for peanuts. This one I bought on eBay. Well, normally on eBay you cannot find such bargains anymore, I think, but I was lucky. I paid 47 euros including postage. The camera was presented as excellent condition, and but he didn't know if everything was working. Well, I can tell you, well, I took the gamble. It was not in excellent condition. It needed a very good cleanup, and it wasn't always working as well. I had to do some modifications on a very simple thing, and that is the shutter release mechanism. There's a little lip here, a little piece of metal. I had to bend it a little bit just to make it work again, that's it. These cameras are pretty easy to work on because most of the technique is here on the front. And that means the shutter is here, the lens is here, all the lenses, and the aperture is here. In the description I will put an overview on all the lenses they used for the Welta Weltinis and the Welta Weltis. Why is that important? Well, because the models of the Weltas and the Weltinis, they range from three lenses three lens elements to 6 lens elements. This one is a 5-element lens, so it must be a remarkable lens. Also easy to clean because this one you can just pull it off, and then from the back side you can enter the other lens, and if you want to get to the 4th lens behind this one, you just set the aperture high and the shutter speed on B, you open it and the aperture is open, and then you can reach that lens. Most of the times that is enough to clean the entire lens. If you also want to clean the 4th lens and 3rd lens from the back, then you have to, unscrew it from the back side, the lens element, to get there. Well, anyway, it's just a detail. What does this camera offer? Well, first of all, it's a rangefinder. So looking through the viewfinder here, you will see an overlapping image. And I can tell you, with this one, it's still very accurate. With this lever here, you set the distance. You can see the lens coming out. And what happens here is the whole lens element is coming out. Not a part, just the whole lens element. That is also something that makes working on it easier than if you have lens elements that come out and others not. So with this one here, you set the distance. On the front here, you set the shutter speed, and it goes from bulb 1 second to 1/500 of a second. And that is, as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, in 1938. Well, it's amazing, isn't it? A little bit fiddly here is the aperture. It goes from 2.8 to 16. It's a little bit fiddly here, but you can see the little arrow pointing towards the values of the aperture. You set them there. Now, to cock the shutter, you have to do a few things. First of all, you must know that the camera does not, you cannot cock the shutter or take a shot without a film in it. So we are going to simulate there's a film in it. To do that, we open the back lid here. Look at these little details. It's funny, isn't it? Beautiful, that little arrow. Well, we open the back side, and you see here, here's where the film goes over it, and you see some wheels here, some cogs here, and they have a function. So what do we do when we want to fire the shutter? First of all, normally you would, with this button, advance the film. But as you can see, it's stuck, it doesn't go. To release the stuck forwarding mechanism, there's a little button here. You have to press it here. Press this button, and then you can see that this wheel can be turned now. Well, normally it goes with the film, and you turn it and the film goes like this, and then you hear a little click, and that means it's far enough to fire the shutter. When you cock the shutter, it doesn't matter when exactly you do that. You cock the shutter, you can cock the shutter first, press this button, forward the film, and then fire the shutter button. The sequence doesn't matter much, but you must know that to advance the film, you have to press this button, and this is to avoid making double exposures. On the back side, here you see a little lever. This lever is meant to unlock the winding spool so you can rewind the film. There's a little knob here. If you press it sideways, the film counter, which is here, goes back to 1, the starting positions. Furthermore, it has 2 little rings to connect a wrist strap. On the bottom, there are a few things. The rewind button, the advanced knob, and this is the button to release the lens, and the lens comes out. You have a little clip here, and that shows that you can put it like this, like a museum piece. It's very attractive to see. It's when you hold it, it's not a camera. It's more optical mechanical machine. It's a very complicated, sophisticated tool. Very nice to work with. There are some very thought through things in here. Like, there are bellow cameras where you have to put the the distance back to infinity before you can retract the lens. Well, if you look very closely here, you see a little hook here. On the extension of this, you see a little hook. Behind that hook, you see a little pin. Now, what happens if I want to close the camera? You'll see that hook is grabbing the pin, and that pin is connected to the same wheel as that, sets the distance. And when I do like this, you can see the distance lever. You see it? It moves, and it moves back this way to infinity. And like this, you can never damage the lens when you put it back into the camera. It's a little engineering things, I love it. You can see it when I turn the lever for focusing. There is a little, you can see it in here, comes out of here a little pin when you look closely, and that is the pin, the hook, this hook here grabs to put the lens back to infinity. Beautifully engineered, beautifully made. Now the lens, I told you I had to clean this very thoroughly. The lens was very, very dirty, and I thought, well, it's a waste of money. But I managed to get the lens back into a reasonable and I think, well, almost very clean state. I think the little dust particles that are in it still and a little dirt, it doesn't affect the camera whatsoever. So yes, a fully manual, nice rangefinder. The only thing I miss is a little accessory shoe, a cold shoe. But I'm planning to print something in this 3D printer that goes from here, and where I can screw it on here, to here, over here with the two, lips, and on top the cold shoe. I'm designing that now to get from my 3D printer, but the thing is I don't have a very, good 3D printer. I have to keep the designs very small, so I have to think what I can do best. There are also accessory shoes you can glue on here, they have a adhesive back. But I don't want to do that because, as you can see here, you have a depth of field scale. Now the numbers on it are pretty small, but for me it is an extremely handy tool. You can see exactly until the centimeter, up to the centimeter, what your depth of field with the settings you have chosen. So this is a very nice. There's another thing I will show you. I was showing you how the lens, how it went back to the infinity position. Look at the shutter release button. What happens when I collapse, when I put the lens back into the camera? You see, it's being retracted. And when I pop out the lens, the shutter button pops out too. Well, that's a marvelous piece of engineering, I think. Everything is thought of. 1938, listen, it's amazing. So I didn't make any pictures with this yet. I have a film with Kodak Pro, 100 ASA. I always use 100 ASA. I will use it and I will hope to show you the results shortly, in a few weeks. Well, for now, I will post and that's very important information, the lens data in the description of this video. If you want to buy a cheap, very well built zone focus camera or range focusing camera, consider the Welta. Because the Welta, they made very nice cameras, and there are versions with very desirable lenses. And the thing is, not every seller yet knows what kind of lens they actually have. So like me, I was able to obtain this one with 5 elements, and they go for over 120 euros, but I bought it for 47 euros because it was dirty. Functioning was not quite clear to know, but again, to repair these cameras, it is not so difficult. It looks complicated, but everything is concentrated here, and so it's possible, everything. So, and they even have a version with a 6-element lens. And so sometimes out of inheritance or in second-hand shops, you can find these ones with excellent lenses. So if you want to buy a folder, compact, consider the Welta, the zone focusing, the rangefinders, whatever, and keep in mind the list I will put in the description. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video of this one. If you have any questions or remarks, please post them below and I will respond as soon as I see the remarks. Thank you very much.